I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakudash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. And this is Shabai from the GMS Denver. And I'm going to go in today on Jeremiah, the 51st chapter. And it's a long chapter, so I'm going to just go with the Spirit and see where we go. And verse 1, it says, Thus saith Yahweh, Behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them, that rise up against me a destroying wind. All right, and that destroying wind is going to be that nuclear fire. World War III, nuclear fire. All right, verse 2. And will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. All right, because we know that the men of thy confederacy are going to turn against Esau, Edom, against America, against Babylon the Great. Okay, let's see. That's in Obadiah 1 and 7. All the men of thy confederacy, this is talking about Edom, all right, Edomites, so-called white man, more specifically Babylon, the American Edomites. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Talking about Esau, Edom, the wicked. So here's the deal. The men of that confederacy is dealing with like the EU, the European Union, NATO. You know, they're going to come against America. And we believe, you know, it's going to be through this administration, this presidential administration. Because if you listen to Donald Trump talking, he's holding all these other nations that are part of NATO and saying how they're not doing their part, you know. And eventually he's you know, these let me see, let's get Revelation. Revelation 17. And the 10 horns, which that represents NATO, which NATO started out with 10 nations. I believe there's like something like 27 in there now. I could be wrong, but it's around that number. But it says, And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore is America, Babylon, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. All right, talking about those nuclear missiles. Okay, go back to Jeremiah 51 and 3. It says, Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifted himself up in his brigandine, which that's a coat of armor, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her host. And there you go. The host, another word for host is army. So the entire army of Babylon, America, everything's going to get annihilated by the nuclear missiles, by the chariots, There's going to be war in heaven. America's going to be burned with fire, the whore, burned with fire, and it's her judgment, okay? Because this place is wicked as hell. It promotes wickedness, and it's justified, okay? The things that are going to happen to Babylon, America. All right, let me get. Revelation 18:5, talking about Babylon again. Revelation 18:5, it says, "For her sins have reached." It says, "And I heard," Revelation 18:4, "and I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she hath filled, fill her to double." All right, and that's that cup is it represents wrath. All right, because the Israelites were under punishment from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So we're drinking from that cup right now. We're feeling the wrath of Yahweh, being subject to payments, being subject to the heathen, being in captivity under the heathen, and more specifically under the American Edomites right now. You see, so this is our wrath. This is our time to drink of the cup, but it's going to be a time here in the near future where America, Babylon the Great, is gonna be drinking doubled of that cup of the wrath of the Most High. Okay, Jeremiah 51. And 4, it says, Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through her in her streets. The Chaldeans goes into witchcraft, sorcery. All right, that's what this place is. For Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power. Of Yahweh of hosts, through their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. And that's what this place is, man. This place is totally filled with sin against the Holy One is Yahweh. This place, they blaspheme his name. They defile his name. They call him all kinds of different names here in Babylon. They don't represent Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Instead, they represent God and Jesus Christ, right? Which are, when you Google those characters, they're so-called white men, and that's not what the scriptures say the Most High and His Son looks like. So this is them feeling sin against the Holy One of Israel. Verse 6, Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of Yahweh's vengeance. He will render her unto her a recompense. Right? So it's not talking about get on an airplane and leave America, leave Babylon. Because we understand, we know that the majority of the deliverance of the elect is going to take place in Babylon. All right? But it's talking about spiritually, mentally. That's how you leave Babylon. You let this place go. Like we read in Revelation 18:4, it said, come up out of her, so that you receive not of her plagues. So the elect are going to do that. The elect are going to flee the midst of Babylon spiritually and mentally. All right? Not talking about catch a plane to Africa, or catch a plane to South America. No, that's not what it's saying. Verse 7, Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand. that made all the earth drunken, and the nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. And really, this is going into the influence that this wicked place has on throughout the whole entire planet. Because of the internet, all the countries are following suit of the wicked whore of Babylon, right? She defiles all the nations. They're drunk off the Babylonian juice, like we call it the Babylonian juice, right? And remember, drunkenness and wine deals with philosophies, doctrines, belief systems, Yeah, then like I say, the internet plays a big role in these nations being drunken, because where do they learn their wickedness? They learn it on the internet. You have young girls in third world countries that are twerking and doing shit like that. And where'd they learn that? They learn that from following the whore Babylon. They see the women, they see these so-called celebrities doing the wickedness, leading the way, and then they model themselves after these wicked celebrities. And this is an example of these nations being drunken, and all the nations are mad, as in all the nations are crazy, like that they used to have that series, Girls Gone Wild. Well, this is the nations are gone wild. They're basically out of control. They're as beasts on the earth. Okay, verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. All right, and that's what's going to happen. It's going to be like a sudden fall and sudden destruction. All right, it's not going to be like this long thing that just prolongs itself. No, it speaks about in the scriptures that America will be destroyed in 1 hour once that nuclear war is in motion. It says in verse 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. So you can't heal this place. Like they say, make America great again. That's not the will of the Most High. And if you're feeling like America's going to be made great again, then you're not in the right spirit. You're basically going to partake in her sins, and you're going to be a part of those plagues that are going to come to this place. Because another word for Babylon, America, is spiritual Egypt. And just like Egypt, ancient Egypt, had plagues that, Moses came and warned Pharaoh, and then the plagues hit. Well, that's the same thing we're doing in this generation. We're out here prophesying the downfall of America, aka Babylon. And if you don't, as an Israelite, get your shit together, as in repent, come into the fold of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, well, guess what? You're gonna be part of that destruction. You're gonna die like the heathen. You're gonna be burnt in that fire, just like that whore will be burned in the fire. The salvation is only reserved for the elect. Okay. It says, but she is not healed. Forsake her, as in forget about this place. We, the men that are in this knowledge and this truth, we understand what times we're in. We're able to measure the time diligently, like it tells you in 2nd Ezra, I believe it's chapter 9. We're measuring the time diligently, and so we understand and we know that it's time to forget about this place. That's what forsake her means. Let her be. Who gives a shit about being included with this, all these wicked people, taking on these wicked customs, these wicked traditions, being a part of this society is this is basically it's wickedness. If you choose to be a part of this society and you don't remove yourself, that's what the word holy means. It means to being removed, being made separate, Separate from what? Separate from all this wickedness around us. Separate from the philosophies, separate from the doctrines, separate from the mindset of the people. Get away from these fucking hoes out here. They're all destroyed mentally, you know. I mean, yeah, you can have fun here and there, but you don't want to get caught up. You know what I'm saying? Verse 10. No, you don't want to get caught up with these women, man. These women don't believe this Bible. I mean, there's going to be righteous women that will, but it's going to take pain on them. It's going to take suffering on them before they start to, before Isaiah 4:1 comes to pass. In verse 10, it says, Yahweh hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of Yahweh our power. Right, so he's talking about the prophets. He's brought us forth. He's put the Spirit on us. He's put the Spirit of understanding. He's put the Spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai on us. He's put His own Spirit on us, to where we understand, and we, like I said, we are able to measure the time diligently, to know what time in history we're in, to know what time in prophecy we're in. You see? So now it's time. That's what we do and declare. We declare the Zion and the work of Yahweh our power, and that's what we do. And that's why I'm on this lesson. I'm declaring Zion, I'm declaring in Zion, meaning Zion's another word for Israel. And we're declaring the works, and we're declaring what it is, what's about to happen. And it's not of us, it's Yahweh has brought forth our righteousness, like it says right there. 11. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. Yahweh hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes for his devices against Babylon, to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of Yahweh, the vengeance of his temple. All right, and this is talking about those Russians, because when you look on a map during the time of the Medes, well, that's where Russia is today. So this is how we know parabolically and spiritually, this is Russia who is going to get raised up, is going to stir up the nations. Russia's going to gather the nations, and that's who's going to lead the charge. And that charge is going to be a nuclear charge, but it's going to be a nuclear charge devised against Babylon, which is America. 12. Set up the standard, the walls of Babylon. Make the watch strong, set up the watchmen, prepare the ambushes, for Yahweh hath both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. All right, and the watchmen are the prophets. And Yahweh's, like it said in verse 10, the Lord had brought forth our righteousness. So it's righteous for us to be out there on the street corners, standing watch, preparing for the ambush, right? Let me get that word ambush real quick. But this is our duty, man. This is our reasonable service. So we're supposed to be out here on these street corners, out here prophesying against the downfall of this place. Let's see. That's in Jeremiah 51:12. Let me grab that word. Bear with me. Jeremiah 50. Oh, here we go. I had it up already. I'm over opening another window, but let's see. Jeremiah 51:12. It says, in that word ambush. Okay. Here it is in Hebrew, the word ambush. Oh shit. Hold up. It was muted. Hold on. Oh shit. Hold up. Try it again.
Strong's H693. Arav
Arev. That's how you say ambush in the Hebrew. It says to lie in wait, to lurk. Liars in wait. Meaning, like a sneak attack, right? And really, it's not sneaking, because we're out there in boldness, on the street corners. We're not wearing hoods like the KKK. We're not wearing masks like the KKK. But we're lying in wait and waiting for what? We're waiting for our Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahshai to deliver us, but He's got to destroy this place. Well, He's going to deliver us, and then He's going to destroy this place, rather. So let's read verse 13. It says, O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, in the measure of thy covetousness. All right, so the reason why it says this, O thou that dwellest upon many waters, is because America, it's known for, it has all these American embassies in all these different countries. Matter of fact, that's what the whole war was about with the Ukrainian war, with Ukraine and Russia, is because America is trying to establish, they're trying to dwell over there right in Ukraine, right next door to Russia. And as America wouldn't allow that. Like if Russia wanted to set up an embassy or a military, military base in Texas, America wouldn't stand for that. And that's basically what America is doing over there in Ukraine. And so now you got Trump, he's coming into office, and he's looking like everyone's savior, these Babylonian savior, by saying he's going to end the war, and he's going to it would have never happened if he was elected last term, which they did all this by design. When you look at it and you observe it and you examine it, because you look back to the first term of Donald Trump, and people didn't even take him serious. A lot of people were like, it was laughable. It was like kind of a surprise that he was even running for president, right? Because they were like, oh, he's an actor, he's not a politician, right? But then they designed it, because what they do, they gave you the Tales from the Crypt. They gave you Weekend at Bernie's for those 4 years with Joe Biden, which his reputation is basically just shit, right? Crap. He was like the worst president ever, right? Like he was old. He couldn't even make it through his whole press conferences and shit. He would fall asleep at the podium and shit like that. Yeah, he was falling down the stairs going into his Air Force One, shit like that, People were like, damn, this is our leader? America was a joke at that time, right? And then fast forward to the recent election, and now all of a sudden Trump is this larger than life iconic president, you see. And it's all by design by these devils. They have, it's not an election, it's a selection. They designed this, they set this up years in advance. But it's these people who are in gross darkness. They just eat up the political theater. They don't realize that it's just all a big old setup, So now you come to this term, and he's looking like he's like the best thing since sliced bread. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's how these people, now the sentiment. Now you have, before you had all these Jake. They couldn't stand Donald Trump, and now you have all these Jake that are for Donald Trump, even in the fact where he's deporting you and shit, and they're, him and Elon Musk now at the helm, and these dudes are leading you. They're gonna dog walk you into that fucking micro C-hip, and that's what these people don't understand and realize. All the dominoes are set up and getting ready to fall into place, you see. So verse 14, Yahweh's host has sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. And this is also talking about the prophets, because the men that are considered the caterpillars are the prophets. Because what does a caterpillar do? It goes into a tree. It'll destroy a tree from the inside. It eats all its nutrients. Eventually, the tree dies, and that's spiritually and metaphorically speaking. That's what the prophets are doing. We're here inside Babylon. We're on his front porch. We're inside his house, right? And we're doing the same thing. We're basically bringing down strongholds. We're bringing down, we're like our words are like a consuming fire. When it comes to these prophecies and when it comes to this, Babylon, we're speaking against it. And actually, this is the beginning of the kingdom. Is the prophets? We're establishing the kingdom of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. Well, Yahweh is using us, I should say, to establish this kingdom. Let me see. Let's grab Jeremiah 28 real quick. 28:8, it says, "The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence." And that's what the prophets right now, that's what we're doing. We're prophesying against this great kingdom, Babylon, America. Prophesying against this country, America, right? And that's those caterpillars taking away that, from, destroying this tree, if you will, metaphorically speaking, destroying this tree from the inside out. All right. And remember, it's Yahweh. He's set up the watchmen. He's made the watch strong. That's why you have all these prophets all over the planet Earth, and the majority of us are here in Babylon prophesying against the downfall of this wicked place. And the wicked elite, they see it, Let me see here. This thing's froze up. Hold up. All right, I'm on verse. Let me get that, because the wicked elite see it. I made that statement. Let me grab this real quick. Isaiah 13. Because they see it, right? They see the prophets on the internet. That's why they send their agents, to take pictures of us and shit. We had an agent drop by the camp last weekend, taking snapshots of us and shit. Isaiah 13:2, it says, "Lift up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles." All right, and the nobles would be those wicked elite, and that's what we're doing. We've entered into the gates of the nobles. The internet allows that, right? And what's the banner? The banner is the banner of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai that we're holding up. We're lifting it up on the high mountain. A mountain is a metaphor for the government. That's why they call it the summit, right? When all the governments meet together, a summit is the top of a mountain. So you lift up the banner. That's the banner. We come under the banner of GMS, and we're those watchmen. Set up the watchmen. Prepare the ambushes. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon, like we read in Jeremiah 51. And that's what's happening. And by doing that, we've entered into the gates of the nobles, as in the wicked elite. They know what's going on. They're not stupid. They know who we are. You peons, you might not know or believe the prophets are who we are, but those wicked elite, they understand the prophecy to an extent. Jeremiah 51. And let me see where I'm at. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out right there. I'm just gonna do some more reading because that lesson it's been points been made. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out on that. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge Allah Akyam, who are pushing this truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the elect. All right, Shalom.